The West African countries in ECOWAS, the countries in ECOWAS have already come together, and they've stipulated that as they're doing the, the train project in 2027, in conclusion, they want to do something related to the currency. They want it to be one currency for the whole West African countries under ECOWAS. So what do you think about this? And the Ghana president and Nigerian president, and they're pushing this to the wave front. So what do you think about this one currency from the West African countries? What do you think about this?
Unity is key. We have been saying that. And if they have one currency, that will be very, very good for West African countries. It will be able to regulate a lot of things. It will boost economic interactions, and there'll be more. Of course, there will be more unity, and if you can come together as an economic force, this is going to help us. This is going to help Africa. This is going to solidify our unity, and everything we do together. It will be easier for us to move around all these countries. When we have the same currency, it will be a lot easier. People do a lot of business around the world. You see dollar, that is the universal currency.
Number one currency.
That is the standard measurement of transaction in the whole world. If you have one in West Africa, it is going to ease a lot of problems. It's going to hit a lot of bottleneck. It is a good thing if they can do it, if they can finance it and see it through. Because that means they have to create another. There was a time they mentioned a long time ago, they said they know it be called ECO. That is what they proposed that time. But since then, I've not heard too much about it again. Now they are coming up again.
It's the same name, the ECO, the ECO currency.
I pray this time around they'll be able to put us together and find agreement in how they will do it, and let them set machinery in motion and do it. This is going to help us. So
what do you think about this? Because Gaddafi, the past president of Libya, have already talked about how to turn gold to one African currency, and the Ghana authorities, the Ghana government are coming out to staple the same thing that Gaddafi stapled at this time. They're coming out with the same thing, with the same initiative, the same ideology. And Ghana is home of gold. The Ghana government are taking off how to do the same thing.
Pan-Africanism, Ghana was in the forefront.
Okay.
Gaddafi too was in the forefront.
Yeah, Kwame Nkrumah and Gaddafi, yes. And Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. Yeah.
These people these are visionary leaders. Mm-hmm. These are the people that saw tomorrow.
For African people.
Africa must come together as one entity. That is when we can stand our ground. That is when we can do things. So if you can form a kind of financial unity where we have one currency, that would be bad. That would be very, very great. So whether we use ECO or we use gold or we use, the important thing is that it is an identity of financial transaction in Africa.
And it will bring the unity among us.
Of course, it will bring unity. It will ease a lot of things. We can do. See, in Europe, they have a European passport. You have European, you can travel to anywhere.
And they have European currency.
We have European currency.
Yeah,
so if you do that, it will
even
help
France,
us.
That have the franc money.
Yes.
The money, the CFA they spend in the French colonized country, themselves, they don't spend the French franc. They spend the euro with the other European countries.
So if you have one, let's have our own to let us move around easily and do business easily. We need unity now more than before.
And it's going to help the Nigerian and all other African resources
every country
in terms of businesses in Africa.
We'll be able to regulate international trade.
International trade, like for the foreign affairs and everything.
So let us do this. Let us hope our leaders will be able to do this right. Okay.
So the ECO money for the ecosystem in the African, economy, mostly in West Africa, for the 2027, initiative for the project will be a good look, and we hope it's gonna come, to a better standard for the development of Africa. Yes. So, my brother, I'll be going to the next one. We'll be talking about